I want to talk about something I've been thinking a lot about lately. And it's something that honestly, before all this, I don't even think I was getting it fully right. Intentional living. It's used everywhere. And every time I look at content around it, it's actually not fitting with what I thought it would be. And that's not what I'm doing. So this month, we started the Intentional May Challenge. So I'm living it out loud and building it now. And I'd love to bring you in to show you how it can help you too. Intentional living and slow living sometimes get confused or compounded with each other and become the same thing. So you're looking at quiet mornings, a slow life, no phones, and I don't think it's wrong. I do think slow living is intentional, but I just don't think it's the only version of an intentional life. And that's what I was really trying to figure out. I didn't want a slow life. I sometimes like the chaos, and I wanted a lot to do because I have so much going on. And then I realized I'm not the only one. Forcing myself into this slow lifestyle was making me feel more disconnected. I felt like I was missing out on things, and that is definitely not what I wanted. So I had to figure out what mattered. It wasn't the fact that my calendar was full. It really mattered what I was filling my calendar with to make it more intentional. And as I started to do that, everything started to make more sense. And it wasn't that I took things out of my life. I took the things that didn't matter out and put more of the things that did. I'm still using my time up, but I'm excited to do all of it. So here, what I'm learning, intentional living really means a day that reflects your values. That's it. I know in my house, my days are full, chaotic, fun. I mean, I have a 9 to 5. I'm building this brand. I now have content to create. I have my family I want to spend time with. I have my kids that I just want to just enjoy the moment as they're growing. I don't want to miss that. So as I'm building all of this, I really am figuring out that those 2 household rules that I have, be kind and leave every place better than you found it, those aren't productivity life rules. Those are intentional life rules. They're how you interact with people. They're things that if I think about being intentional with, they make my day matter. Those are things that are important to me. Those are my values. But it's the why I'm doing things. I've learned if I understand why I want to do something, it makes me more engaged. It makes me more present. I'm enjoying it because I know there's a reason. I'm not just doing something and letting the time take over what my schedule is. And then at the end of the day, I'm trying to figure out what really happened. Like, did it matter, or do I feel more fulfilled? And there are times where you just have to do that. But if I can get moments in the day where I got to be a little intentional, those are the things I get to own. And nobody really gets to define that. Nobody gets to define what an intentional life is for you. Mine has stationery, it has a brand, it has a really good time. But I want to help you figure out what intentional means for your day in your life. You know, we spoke about this before, where I went through a season in my life where I lost several people in a short amount of time. And I just constantly kept thinking, what am I waiting for? What else do I need to happen for me to start moving things forward? And I noticed at that point I was just scared. I didn't want to fail. I didn't know how to do some of these things. And I thought about what they waited to do and then unfortunately didn't get the time to do. I realized I was doing the same thing. I was just waiting, and I kept making excuses to not do something. And I realized I didn't want to wait anymore. So when I built Open Day Collective, I want to give you products, but I want to create a community where it's really about reclaiming your time, whatever that means, but making it your time. And when I say every day on purpose, it's really not in a tagline. It's intentional living. It's my philosophy around how I got through all of my grief. How I realized I want to get better each day because I want to look back and know I did what I could. I tried. So as I continue building the brand, this month is no different, and I will continue to doing it publicly with you. So we have the Intentional May Challenge. It's not about doing less, but it's about checking in and being aware and doing the things that matter where you can, So for me, I know I can't get rid of my entire schedule, but am I giving myself moments and pockets of things that really matter? Am I giving myself more time with my family, being present there? Am I giving myself more time to build this brand, do the content? Because for me, it matters. So I'm trying to be as accountable to you to help you build as I'm helping myself build also. You know, some days, definitely not perfect. Chaos is a real thing in this house. But for me, being aware is okay. It's a step in the right direction. And so if every day I try a little bit better, that's enough. So if you've been following along on TikTok or Instagram, you've seen some of this. This is just a longer conversation about my why, to hopefully show you how you can implement it in your life, even in those little moments. Those things, when you look back on, are what matter. Not the time that just passed by, because especially if it's not for you and you're giving your time for someone else, what can you own, even in the smallest of moments? You don't need to be quiet in your life if you want to be present in it. You can if that's what you're looking for. But here, quiet doesn't really exist. But I want to be present. So that's what I'm trying to build here with Open Day Collective. And I just want you to understand what I mean when I'm talking about an intentional life. The purpose here is that you're making the choice on what fits you. And that's what I'm hoping to build with the Open Day Collective. If this is a conversation that you want to keep having, stick around and follow along. I'm really hoping that we can all get to a place where we feel confident enough to make these decisions and keep focusing on what matters where we can, every day and on purpose.